You know, it's funny after listening to that panel with these black women on this panel with these white supremacist men talking about eliminating black men. Okay, we get it. We've been getting it. But now that really drove it home. So now, by black men seeing this panel full of these black women, we got a choice. We have to have a choice. And right now, the best choice for black men is to eventually just avoid black American women. Or black American adjacent women, because you had some of the women that were immigrants. But because we all know black women abroad use black men as a whipping boy for the hatred of they black men in their country, that they don't want to go come and say it all the way out because they got a patriarchy in their country and they say it against their men over there, it's going to be some repercussions over there in their country. So all of these women abroad use black men as the American black men as the whipping boy. So if these black women who feel this way about black men, why don't y'all just leave us alone, period? Why don't y'all go over the fence and get with white men? Leave us alone. Just leave us alone. I'm asking all these black women who feel like those women, just leave us alone. Like you said, you're going to leave us alone. Please, leave us alone. But we already know y'all are not, because you all going to still have us in your psyche, even if we were to leave you all alone. You black women going to still have us, we going to still have free rent in your head. Because when you all tell these brothers that you all don't want to be bothered, when them brothers say, okay, fine, we're going to go over the fence. We're going to become passport bros. What normally do y'all black women do? Y'all pursue them brothers abroad just to motherfucker be a nuisance. Just to be a nuisance. Because you all said that y'all didn't want to have nothing to do with black men. Y'all hate black men. Fine. Black men just check it out. But that's not good enough for y'all. Y'all just got to still come fuck with black men, because in y'all mind, it's like that woman that tell you to get out and you get ready to leave. So you leave, pack your bags, then she go to the door and block you from leaving, talking about you ain't going nowhere. You got a lot of these women that these are the same group of women that'll talk shit about black men like it ain't shit. So say they don't want black men, these black men say, fuck it, okay, fine, I'm gone. Oh, no, nigga, you can't go nowhere. You gonna listen to this. Block you in the door. They'll block you in the door. These are the same group of women that do this shit. Because what they want, even though they'll talk about they don't like you, these bitches want to get you into an argument where y'all have some knockout, drag out ass sex, and then everything gets forgotten. That's how black women think about black men. They think they can say all this wicked shit about deleting us, white men, helping them out, even dating white men. And then when that shit don't work, they come back to black men over the fence on some, hey, big head, how you doing? And the brother remind him, say, damn, you was talking all this shit about me and you know what I'm saying, wicked shit about black men. Boy, we was just mad at y'all. Y'all need to stop being goddamn emotional. Move on for that. We were just mad. That's how black women look at that shit. That's how they do that shit. They walk around doing that shit, and that shit dangerous. Because what happened is, by them doing that shit, these white supremacists will take that shit up and do shit like that. But not only do that, these white dudes will delete not only grown adult black men, they'll delete elderly black men, they'll delete even young kids. While y'all black women sitting up here telling these white men to do this shit, and then when they go out here and do this shit, because we all know white men to do shit like that just on the strength of wiping out black people. They're black men particularly. They'll do that shit. And then only to find out that one of y'all nephews, your son, or your cousin got deleted by one of these white supremacist males because y'all nigga bitches done amped him up to do that. And then y'all don't want to take responsibility for it. Y'all act like y'all didn't have nothing to do with that shit. Don't want to even take responsibility. Just like y'all motherfucker divested and swirling bitches don't want to take accountability or responsibility of telling black women to get out here and date white men, and they get out here with the most dangerous white men and end up getting sent to the upper room, chopped up and shit like Sade Robinson. Then y'all act like y'all don't see that shit. You black women, you divestors like Crystal and Curzon and many of y'all black divestment swirler channels, y'all do not want to take accountability and responsibility of telling these black women to go over the fence, get with these white men that are not getting picked by Becky and Susan. Because Becky and Susan know these white men have problems. That's why they don't fuck with them. But you listen to Crystal and Curzon, all these other divestment women telling you to go to the fence, y'all get deleted. All of a sudden, the Crystal and Curzon and all these divestment swirling women don't even know that they don't act like they don't see this shit popping off. They act like they don't see it. Or they'll use black men and say, well, it's black men's fault because they do it to us too. Last time I ain't checking, niggas ain't chopping black chicks up and nailing them in the walls, or chopping black chicks up and sprinkling her body parts all over Lake Michigan where you can't even find this sister head. Or basically killing a pregnant black woman, chopping her up, sending her through a wood chipper and shit like that. Or shoot a black woman because you was laying up, she was your black nigga side chick, and you didn't want your wife to know that you was fucking around with this black woman because she got knocked up. You go over there and white man go over there, knock her down, then shoot her in her head while she sleep. A white cop is down in Georgia, in Cobb County, Georgia. It's so many cases of these brads deleting y'all Keshias and leaving y'all, making y'all single mamas, making y'all single mammies like the mega chick was running around here basically talking about how that white man was doing this, that white man was doing that, and what that motherfucker do. Leave her ass, left her jobless, without no motherfucking way of taking care of those children, not no WIC, no government assistance. Who gonna have to take her in? Who gonna take her in after all that shit she was talking about? She gonna go right back to her mammy without nothing. And then her parents gonna have to take care of that baby that she got with this Brad who don't want to do shit because white men do not see black women or biracial children like that. They don't see y'all as a prize. They see y'all as really a L. White men see being with y'all as an L. They be with y'all for a couple seasons, but soon they able to get on their feet pretty much like Crystal Curzon's husband did, Mr. Curzon, who she still wearing this man's last name. He left her ass. She ain't gonna tell y'all about that while all y'all black women listen to her. Her white man left her. Then she was messing with a racist white supremacist talking about, I'm a nigga lover. This Crystal Curzon messing with a white supremacist. And she can't say she didn't know he was a white supremacist. Because all these black women know that them white men, they are white supremacists. They know. They just deal with it because the racism is not affecting them. He's not calling me a nigga. He's calling all these other black people a nigga. But when the motherfucker get home, he got into an argument with Tyrone and couldn't do shit with Tyrone. What he do? He come home, beat the shit out of your ass. Beat the shit out of you because you your convenient punching bag. You turned into Tyrone just by you being black. So you the only time he could beat up somebody black because Tyrone will probably beat the shit or lay them hands on his ass like most white dudes do. They don't like no confrontation with Tyrone. You'll have a few white dudes will scrap with Tyrone, but majority of white men are cowards. They cowards. They ain't gonna stand 10 toes with Tyrone. They ain't gonna do it. They'll call the police real quick, like Karen. But like I said, y'all black women living in a state of delusion. Because Brad don't have the same admiration for y'all that y'all have for him. Shit, it ain't nothing for him to lay some pipe and you and not have no feelings. Brad can lay some Johnson down and you, get up like he ain't no tomorrow, wipe his penis off, take a shower, and go home to Becky and be with his white family. Because we always tell y'all that white men really don't see value in black women other than something sexual. And I don't give a fuck if you're African, anywhere from the Caribbean, this is how white men see you. They don't see y'all as something, they don't see you as human. They see you as the only animal they can have for a pet and they can fuck. That's how white men see you. That's why you go over there in Africa and you see all these African women that have all these biracial children in Kenya. No matter where them white missionaries or white motherfucking military men go, they lay up with the women of them populations, knock them up, and leave off. But yet black men get the motherfucking award of being the deadbeat dad of the year all the time, and white men laugh at this shit because they know it's a lie. They know it's a lie. Because white men, just like black women, project a lot, and you can easily destroy white men and black women arguments like it ain't shit. Because everything they use is based on a lie. It's based on lie, propaganda, and motherfuckers not doing research, looking for factual evidence that affect them. Because they too intellectually lazy to even go look up shit. It's just like Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes, when they were talking about African civilization, they have nothing but mud huts. And if they only could knew all the technology at both of these, this one old motherfucker and young motherfucker who should know better, Nick Fuentes, you can go find out anything you want online to find out the truth. But they ain't gonna do it because they too intellectually lazy to do so. They just took what their white supremacist mind tell them to take and believe in, and that's it. They run with that shit. They run with it and tell everybody else that niggas have mud huts and this and that. But what about the greatest, the Benin Empire? Somehow, if some white people came over there and built their civilization and they left it to the niggers. This is how these white people actually thought when they came into the great city of Benin. These white supremacist-minded white people thought, oh, it must have been some white people came down here and built these structures for the great empire of Benin and then left these niggas here. That's how these white people thought every time they found the African civilization, like the Great Wall of Zimbabwe, any other, and all the other great African civilizations that they ain't telling y'all about, that now they finding even pyramids in the goddamn Congo. They ain't gonna tell y'all about that. They finding pyramids in the Congo that predate the ancient pyramids of Giza. So I guess if they were to come out with this evidence, I guess the Arabs would say, we was nothing left. We put those pyramids in the black people went in there. Us Arabs went down to the desert, to the jungle, and built those pyramids. That's what they'll say. But yeah, they found pyramids in the jungles and shit in motherfucking Congo and shit. They ain't telling y'all about it because by you finding out that these civilizations, long lost black civilizations that everybody forgot about, built these pyramids that predate ancient Kemet and predate everything that they ever thought about world history. And you find out that the people who built those structures are black. What they do to white supremacy, it destroys their narrative. So they can't really say that some white men went down to equatorial Africa and built these motherfucking great civilizations, because we already know white people, they was falling out from malaria and all kind of shit. They not built like that. Hell, they can't even deal with the sun in the summertime in the U.S. That's why they skin burn and shit like that. But let them tell you that your melanin is a curse from God, and they ass sitting up there frying the sun, baking their ass up. They getting motherfucking sunburns and all kind of shit. And they tell you, nigga, your skin is a curse. The sun burning my neck. White people fuck me up. They'll tell you that your skin is a curse. They up there burning up in the goddamn sun. So I gotta get out the sun. I'm gonna get motherfucker cancer. But yeah, you niggas got cursed skin. That's why you all cursed black. But my skin is not burning in the sun like your skin. Why you gotta be in the shade? They'll tell you that your skin cursed. And there's another thing that affects black women, because black women, even though they'll talk all this beauty, black loving they see for her, they're the main ones, typical main ones that'll lay up with a white man and create children that don't look like them and worship the shit out those children. Worship the shit out those children. You dig? And then when these same black women, they'll normally have a black son. And then by these black women date numerous numbers of white men, tell their black son when they bring Becky or Susan home, why you can't go and find you no black woman? And your son will be like, Mom, you up here dating all these white men. The hypocrisy of this shit. That's like Kendra, I bet you any money, K. Michelle, even though she talk about she ride on white men, Johnson, love white men, you could tell when she said her son just bring home all these white women, she have a problem with it. And she even questioned him on why he don't bring no white women home. And the same thing, I bet you she got the same answer that we already know. He said, Mama, how you gonna talk about me and you bring home all these white men? But I bring home white girls and you have a problem. Then another thing that'll be a problem is the white men that these black women date, they'll have a problem when their black sons bring home Becky and Susan. Like that black chick said that her stepdad didn't want her dating black men, and she's a black woman. And then he told her that I hate your black brother because he a black man. And when he brought that white girl over, I was pissed off because black men don't deserve to be with white women. This what this white man told this black girl who's not even biracial, and her black mom didn't say shit about the hatred that her white husband had for her black son. She stayed with him. This show you that even when these black nigga bitches get with white men, they be hating their sons. And you wonder why your black sons, y'all black children or biracial children don't want nothing to do with y'all ass after they leave. Unless y'all gotta wait or straight up. Then another thing y'all black women do, y'all mess with white supremacist white men, and y'all biracial children come out just as white supremacists as that white man, and then they use their blackness, that whatever blackness, to say, well, I'm a biracial, so I'm gonna have black, so I can say this shit about black people. No, you can't, bitch, you can't. Because you technically white if your daddy white. Like this little biracial chick who looks white was saying all kind of shit. And I said, boy, I could have just put a motherfucker. That's the only time where I wanted to knock the shit out of her little half white ass. And I don't even got nothing against biracial, but her ass, I don't mind laying them goddamn backhead pip smack to her mouth. And then her white boyfriend would have never done shit too, because I've been and dislocated that motherfucker's jaw. But like I said, man, a lot of these black women, man, they be on some bullshit, especially the FBA women, you know. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about the divestors. I ain't talking about black women that understand what I'm saying and know what's going on and know what time it is. I'm not talking about y'all. If it don't apply, let it fly. I'm talking about these divestors. And they bullshit, because even though they say they don't want to have nothing to do with black men said, okay, fine. We gone. That's even a problem to the point now these black women want to get up here and talk about we ain't messing with black men. Good. Them niggas ain't chasing y'all. Y'all up there mad at them talking about them. Them brothers are moving on with their life. Y'all the ones getting up here on panels with white supremacists talking about eliminating black men. You don't see no black men getting up there talking with a whole bunch of white women talking about black women, talking about eliminating black women. You don't see a whole bunch of white women getting up on the panel talking about, well, to black men talking about eliminating white women, white men. You only see black nigga bitches doing this. There ain't nobody else doing this kind of self-hating behavior but these nigga bitches that really need to, I'm just gonna be honest, really need to just wither away and die somewhere. And I'm glad that Donald Trump in, because you're gonna actually see a lot of them chicks who talking all this shit, talking all that bullshit, when them brads kick their ass to the curb, because we already know the situation gonna change and you're gonna have women running back to their men. You're gonna have white women running back to their men. So what y'all black women gonna do then? Y'all think y'all gonna be able to compete with Becky and Susan? You're not gonna be able to compete with Becky and Susan. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. Then y'all ain't gonna be able to compete for a Latino man with Hacianica Flores. Y'all ain't gonna be able to compete with that. Y'all ain't gonna be able to compete with Chung Lee and Chung Lee and her Asian, Korean, Chinese husband. Y'all ain't gonna be able to compete with that. So what's that's gonna make y'all black women gonna go look at, turn y'all face and try to be on some, hey, big head, how you doing? And you know what? Black men should slam the door in y'all face when they see you coming. Black men should. We have every right to be and feel the way we feel about y'all after listening to them damn panels and all that shit. It was already enough to, you had motherfucking Cynthia G. But when you have black women up here talking to white men, conspiring with white men, white supremacists to eliminate black men, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That what gave us now the black men the excuse to say, you know what, fuck it, we done. They gave us the excuse. Now, there's no more excuses to tell us, when you start seeing these brothers with Becky and Susan, you all can't say shit. Y'all black women can't say shit because y'all created that motherfucker, made that bed where y'all made it uncomfortable for black men to even be with y'all and even look at y'all. And then on top of that, that video is getting spread out, that video going viral. That video that y'all put is going viral. Not only are you getting black men to see that shit, you see it having black men say, damn, this how these black women feel about us? Yeah. Yep, that's how they feel about us. And they question, what have we done to black women for black women to feel this way? Be black, be a black man. That's all you ever did. That's all you did was be a black man. Brother, you ain't do nothing wrong. That's all you ever did. That's all you could be. They didn't like you for being that. They wanted white men for real, but what it is, the white men ain't choosing them like that. So they try to shame black men, talk shit about black men, basically do all that shit to shame black men, to have black men begging them. That's what that shit all about. They want black men to run and grovel at their feet and beg for black women, say, please forgive us. We sorry, we want to come back and work with them. That's what all that shit is about. And if black men go for it, y'all some fools. If y'all black men go for that shit, y'all some goddamn fools. Because I ain't tolerating this shit. Over and out.